Hi everyone, it's me, Little Bird. God places people in our path to redirect us to the life that He had planned for us. You see, there's a force that is working against us. And this force it was powerful for a long time. And it remained hidden for a long time. I can't believe that I had lived the life that I did. I can't believe that I had things that other people wanted. Other people could have had them if they didn't use that stuff to get them. If they didn't believe in lies, they didn't lie, they didn't cheat, they didn't steal, they didn't hold secrets. They didn't use these gifts that they thought Creator gave them to take things away from other people. But these people didn't realize what they were actually doing. They didn't realize who they were working for or how they were getting these things accomplished. They just knew that it worked if you believed and you kept it quiet. I don't know what these people who put this stuff on me gained in life. But I know what I gained from God saving me. From God placing angels in my path and soulmates, gifting me love, redirecting me to the path that He wanted me to be on. Showing me that my prayers were answered, that people's prayers were answered. I always dreamed of what it would be like to have my dad in my life. I always imagined living at my dad's and going back and forth between my mom and my dad's. Walking down the street proud, holding my dad's hand. But I didn't have a relationship with my dad. Because when I was a baby, curses worked against my family and separated us. My aunt, my mom's sister, was best friends with my dad's sister. And my grandma was best friends with my dad's mom. And my uncles were best friends with my dad's brother. And then my stepfather's brother was friends with my dad. Like, my dad was in my family's life. But I wasn't allowed to see him. And my mom would tell me things about him, good things about him. People would always tell me good things about my dad. And then they would tell me bad things about my dad. When I'd ask questions, I'd get redirected to hurtful situations. When I was living with my cousin, Cynthia, and I had broken up with Brian, her roommate, God sent me another soulmate. And this soulmate was he's been in my life before. Just like Ren and just like Rob. See, when I was 5 years old, my cousin, the same cousin that I was staying with, Cynthia, she had seen something that my grandma said was just a dream. And I couldn't figure out how I could see her dream. How I seen that thing that she said she seen. And John was there around that time. And weird things were happening in the house. And he was just a nice boy. When I was 16 and I had broken up with Brian, I had met John and I told him about my relationship with my father, me not having one. The first day that I met him, I opened up to him because I seen in him his soul, his spirit. There was a spiritual connection. And he opened up to me. A few months later, we were visiting his dad, and we were together. We were 8 years apart. He was 23, 24. I was 16. And this one night, we went for a ride to Grand Prairie with his cousin Shauna. And on the way back, the guys had seen the northern lights in the sky. And they started whistling out the window. And the northern lights came down and down, and they were scaring us. And then they came all the way down, about a foot off the ground, and they circled the car in a complete circle. And it was like white mist and these green lights, little tiny green lights dancing around. And I was freaked out because I was told that the northern lights are our ancestors and they come to get us. And you're always told not to whistle at them because they'll come down and get you. Get them angry. So when we got back to John's dad's house, Doug asked how our night had gone, and instead of John describing anything about our night, he asked his dad, "Do you know Eric Moses?" And because John's dad, Doug, had asked about the night, he thought something, we had ran into this Eric Moses and something had happened. So he's like, "Yeah, I know who he is. Why? What did he do to you, son?" I know where he lives. And John says, no, she hasn't met her dad. And I want her to meet her dad. Because that's what I needed in my life. I needed a man to show me what love is. To guide me in life. I needed a father. I had one. And then I stopped respecting him because he didn't respect me. And he misguided me. I needed my dad. And John knew that. And Creator guided him to ask about my dad that night. It's what the Northern Lights came down for. So the next day, we all got into Doug's truck, and Doug says, I have to go and pick up something. And I'm very inquisitive, so I ask a lot of questions. And he was like everybody else. Whenever he answered my questions, he was very vague. And I was asking him where we were going, because we were going down Resources Road. So I thought we were going to Canadian Tire or towards the mall, because that's the way that we were headed. And then we turned into the hospital road. And I'm like, where are we going? And then we pulled up in front of this house. And he said, your dad lives right there. I said, oh, okay, let's come back a different day. Said, you don't have to be scared, my girl. Your dad loves you. I said, how do you know? My dad's never even been in my life. I said, because I'm a dad. Moms and dads feel the same about their children. Doesn't matter how much time passes. They always love that child. Go up there and see. See for yourself. And John, he is telling me, just go. I'll be right here. I want to see you smile like you've never smiled before. So I smiled. I couldn't believe that somebody loved me so much that they would gift me my dad. And when I went up to my dad's door, my Uncle Kenny answered the door. Uncle Kenny is this white guy. He looks white. And he's got this big afro, and I'm like, are you sure this is my dad's house? So I asked if Eric was home. And he said, a little, because I have a little brother named Eric as well. Who's little? I said, well, you're here for a little Eric, right? I said, no. I said, I'm looking for my dad. And he says, boss, you got a surprise at the door. My dad says, what? And he comes over. He says, it's Betsy. See, my dad told everybody about me because he loved me. So I know what love is. I know what love is.